Hello everyone, I'm very excited to be making this video. I'm putting out a call for game masters. I'm looking for game masters for Myriad Legends. This is an online mega campaign. It's a community campaign of really cool 5e adventures with lots of GMs and lots of players organized through my Discord, and it takes place in Ikoros, my campaign setting that you're probably familiar with from my YouTube videos and my newsletter, Scrolls of the Bard. So it's this really cool, persistent, living type world that we're playing online, and it's time to grow. We need more game masters, so I'm putting out a call. If you are interested, I'm going to have some instructions here for you, a quest that I'm giving you here. So first, just a little bit about Myriad Legends, about this mega campaign. We've been playing this now for some months, and it's been picking up steam and growing, and the focus really is on great adventures. Great adventures, great world building, great lore, stories, NPCs. That's the top focus, is quality. Everything else has to serve that. We want to keep the mythic heart and soul of fantasy alive. The GMs are screened. I'll talk about that here in a second. There is a screening process, but otherwise, that's it. It's not a paid game. We're doing this out of love. We love to be a part of this. It's like contributors and collaborators all together doing this. So there are many reasons I could talk about as to why we love this. One is that the campaign setting has a style. It has lore to it. It's coherent, right? There's a cohesiveness to it. It doesn't have this hodgepodge clutter, everything goes, what in the world is this? It doesn't have that pop fantasy feeling to it, that corporate fantasy feeling. It's keeping to the classic roots, inspired by mythic fantasy and some historical inspirations in there, a bit of swords and sorcery, sometimes dark fantasy. It's high fantasy, but it keeps, right, that mythic heart and soul alive. So the coherence in the campaign setting itself is one reason why we love it. Another reason is that there are some rules that are in place for the campaign setting. Some might call them house rules. I call them campaign setting rules. They're easy to implement. They're like smooth, elegant, simple to implement. And they make things a little bit more dangerous, a little bit more tense than just baseline 5e. And it also improves the XP system. We love it because of the quality. There's this sense of we're focusing on quality. Everyone wants this to always be improving. There's this value that's in place that we're all helping each other and trying to always improve and make things better. And that's a great sense. It doesn't have this like stagnant feeling to it. Another big reason is that it solves a lot of the logistical issues that plague D&D and really all tabletop role-playing games. How do I find a group? How do I find a GM? When can we play? People's schedules have problems. Life is getting in the way. It's just kind of a mess. So with organizing this through Discord, we have a system in place with the Apollo bot in particular, where the GMs just post their sessions of when they're going to run a session, and then players join at will. So scheduling is much, much simplified here. We have everything organized into channels on the Discord. So just the level of logistics being facilitated and the organization of it really is a boon. And of course, the fact that we have a community growing makes us really like this. You get to meet lots of people, and we're supporting each other, and the GMs are helping each other get better, and we get feedback from everyone, and we're always making little improvements and interacting with each other. And there's like threads and storylines in different regions with lore being developed. There's just this great sense of community, like an actual community of people that are engaged with each other. And that is so cool. So I love being a part of that. And everyone involved seems to really be enjoying that community and support aspect. So now it's time to grow. We're ready to grow, to enter the next phase of this, to get a little bit bigger. And I have some ideas that I want to implement. So where are we at right now? We have about 20 active GMs. So a really cool group of GMs and admins. And then we have quite a bit of players. Maybe we could use a little bit more. A call for players is going to go out in some way later on. Right now we're looking at for GMs. And GMs actually are players, so you don't just run sessions, you actually get to play in other GM sessions as well. What we learned from the first round of bringing in new GMs was that the region building was a bit overwhelming for some of the GMs. It was kind of a lot for the GM to take on while also making adventures and kind of getting into the groove of Myriad Legends. So this next phase, we're going to take things a bit slower, kind of one step at a time, and focused foremost with the new GMs on just running cool dungeons. Running really cool dungeons, not having to worry about doing too much of the world building stuff. Another thing we've noticed is that it's really cool when Myriad Legends can tie into what's going on my YouTube channel here. And so that kind of adds to the cohesion of everything. Also, I'm wanting to promote Gauntlet Runner with the new GMs that we're going to be bringing in here. So there's going to be a way that we tie this all together. So what we're looking for is new GMs to apply, and particularly GMs who are interested in running Gauntlet Runner style dungeons or dungeon crawling. So what that means is focusing on creating high quality dungeons. Really cool dungeons with dynamic environments, cool monsters, NPCs, traps, puzzles, something that really gives the sense of adventurers need to bring their best and use clever thinking and cunning. So a focus on running dungeons. Yes, you can have some amount of story going on in there and some NPCs. That's all cool. You can do all that. Just, we're not going to go right out of the gates expecting all the new GMs to also start building out a region and doing all this world building. It was just too much. Now that said, if you are a GM who really would want a region of Ikoros to do the region building or world building, to flesh out the locations and a lot of NPCs and more storyline going on, that's totally cool. You'll be able to transition to that later on. We'll just take things one step at a time and focus first and foremost on the basics. Really cool dungeons that have perhaps even a bit of competitiveness to them. Dungeons you can perhaps even run as modules. You can rerun them and they have a lot of replay value. And then that connects with Gauntlet Runner, these hardcore 5e dungeons that I'm working on for my YouTube series and my upcoming Kickstarter. Okay, so what are the requirements for a GM to apply? So first of all, you need to have experience with running 5e D&D. You don't have to be just a total expert, but you definitely need to be proficient with running 5e games and, to want to make some great quality dungeons. A desire to run great adventures. Also, you need to be able to run D&D online. This is played online, whether that's through a VTT or just using Theater of the Mind or some combination of both. You need to be able to run 5e games online. We're looking for GMs that could run at least 2 sessions a month. Even more would be great. We would love for you to be able to do more, but a minimum of 2 sessions per month. And last, but certainly not least, is we're looking for GMs that are interested in being part of Ikoros, in playing to this style. And it's a pretty broad style with a lot of variety to it, but it overall is a bit more mythic, a little bit more grounded and gritty, like a little bit more dangerous than typical D&D. It can have some grimdark or even some swords and sorcery or Lovecraftian inspiration. Really, there is quite a bit of diversity in there. It does pay respect to old school while at the same time also embracing the great innovations of new school. So if you are interested in applying as a GM and being a part of Myriad Legends, here is your quest. Please follow these steps very closely. First, join the Esper the Bard Discord server. The link is down below. This just is like the general Esper the Bard server. Then send an email to esper@esperthebard.com. I know, an incredibly unique and original name, but that's the inbox that I have for this. The subject line of your email needs to be your name, like what you want people to call you, and then your time zone. So it'd be like Esper Central Time, Joe Eastern Time, William UK time, however you want to do that, that needs to be the email subject line. In the email, in the body of the email, put your name, put your Discord name so that we can find you, because myself or an admin is going to go into like the general area of the Discord channel and then assign you the roles to get you into Myriad Legends. So your name, your Discord name, and just let us know you're interested in applying as a GM for Myriad Legends. And if you want to include a bit of information or details about yourself, you're free to do so, not totally required. And then myself or an admin will respond to you. We'll send you a reply email and we'll send you a message on Discord. And we'll guide you through the steps of how to prepare your pilot session, of kind of some things about Myriad Legends. There'll be an orientation video. We will be with you, helping to guide you along step by step so that it's a smooth process. That's really one of the main things you'll see about Myriad Legends, is that we want to facilitate playing D&D, to make things flow smoother, to be more practical, more logistical, to just facilitate everyone being able to play great games with great GMs. The pilot session basically will be a 1-hour mini session. You'll prepare that and make a post for that, and that's going to be kind of like your GM screening. It's just a little sample of your GMing, and it will be just a small little dungeon delve. So just to recap everything, Myriad Legends, Mega 5e campaign, hosted out of my Discord server. Really awesome, and it's time for it to grow. We're looking for GMs. The focus is going to be on dungeons, on Gauntlet Runner style dungeons, which means they are hard dungeons and they also are like very well crafted dungeons. If you're interested in applying for GM, join the Discord server, send an email to esper@esperthebard.com, subject line of your name, time zone in parentheses, in the body of the email put your name, your Discord name so we can find you on Discord and bring you in, and that you're interested in applying for GM. Myself or an admin will contact you, guide you through the steps to post a pilot session and be a part of it. So thank you, everyone. I look forward to seeing new applicant GMs and new faces around Myriad Legends, and I wish you all the best with your upcoming pilot sessions. Until next time, my friends, may your adventures be many.